Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Becoming the Best Version of Yourself. My name is Hunter, and I'm stoked to do another episode. Today's Monday. I was looking forward to doing this all weekend. Couldn't stop thinking about it. Took the weekend off, but I'm so excited to share with you guys today a super special, awesome message that's going to be based upon building habits again. The beginning of the show has definitely been about habits, but they are so important and I'm very excited to get into it. So, really, everybody, just so we're on the same page, my mission is to normalize being your best self, to normalize talking about self-improvement things, about faith, about being a great man, a great woman, about eating healthy, about being a great husband, about having great relationships, etc. Anything to do with self-improvement. So, I really want to make my generation, my generation, Gen Z, the greatest generation of all time. And it's because it's so crucial. We're all living in very crucial years of our life, whether it's teenage, mid 20s, low 20s, high 20s, all such important years because those are the years that we set the foundation for the rest of our lives. Some of us are already married, like me, and some of us have kids. Some of us are preparing to get married, thinking about it. Some of us don't even know what the heck's going on. Some of us maybe in high school, like I don't even know. So, but that kind of covers, the Gen Z age range. So anyway, it doesn't matter where you're at. These years of Gen Z are the most important years of our life without a doubt. So let's get into it. So, I want to talk to everybody today about habits and, something that I do on a daily basis that helps me do the right habits and keep the correct habits that ultimately I feel like help me be the best version of myself, as well as lead me to hitting certain goals and results that I'm going for. So, I want to get into it. I struggle to remember a lot of things. So, a memory hack that I use a lot of memory hacks. That's how I remember certain sales objections, just anything in general. So I wanted to share the abbreviation memory hack to remembering how to keep your habits. So a habit hack. So it is SEAO and kind of random, but it's CO. So SEAO. And we're going to talk about that and what that S goes on to mean. I'm going to give some examples of it. So, what the S means, it means satisfying. The E means easy. A means attractive. And O means obvious. Okay, so what the heck does that mean? It means that we need to design our habits to our liking. It's all about how to create a good habit and asking yourself, how can I create this habit? How can I make it easier? How can I make this satisfying? How can I make it, attractive and obvious? But what the heck does that mean? Let's dive right into it. I love all this stuff. Most of it comes from Atomic Habits. Amazing book, 10 out of 10 book. I recommend it. It's amazing. So, let's go. Let's start off by talking about S. So, how can I make this habit or a habit satisfying? So, real life example, and it's cool because I just came off a call where I taught a group of 5 women all these things. And I was doing my thing. I was in my bag and I was preaching, and it was kind of funny. It was via Zoom, and they're all grown women, with a bunch of kids, and I'm just doing my thing. It was an entrepreneur friend of mine invited me to come to her group and just, kind of give a little thing about habits and health. So it's kind of fresh on my mind. So anyway, S. So how can I make this make it satisfying? Real life example for me is meal prepping, right? So you can make meal prepping satisfying by using nice pans and glass nice meal preps to make it more presentable. So what I mean by that is honestly when I meal prep, I have glass containers. They're like split up 2 sections. Like I'll put the meat here and then I'll like put rice on it, and on this I'll put like the vegetable or whatever it is that week. And it makes me feel kind of bougie. It makes me feel nice when I'm eating out of glass for some reason, not just like cheap plastic or paper. And I know there's like a bunch of conspiracies how plastic or paper can be mad and glass is the best, but yes, that's probably true, but like that's not why I do it. So anyway, to make the meal prep habit satisfying, I will, use glass meal preps because when I heat it up, I don't know, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel clean. It's easy. There's like a nice lid. And the other part about making meal prep satisfying is we just got stained steel pans. Like they're nice pans. They look kind of bougie. They're shiny. There's like six of them. They're in all sizes with like nice lids, brand new. Nothing sticks to them. Nice and heavy. So when I'm cooking, it's like it's honestly satisfying to cook using those pans. Like if you know, you know. And I'm not a cook at all. If you think I'm a cook, like I'm not. Like I'm the basic cook ever. So those are two ways that I make my habit of meal prepping satisfying. And anyway, so going off to the next one, the E. So we just talked about S, satisfying. E for CO is what is it? It's easy. So how can I make this habit easy? So another real life example. So honestly, don't overdo it with whatever you're doing. Just don't overdo it because I found myself at one point. I'm recovering from a running injury. If you don't know, I've run 30 marathons, 8 ultra marathons, and running is my thing. I love it. I just have some dumb injuries that are taking a long time to heal. So with that being said, when I was running a lot, um, I got into this phase where I was like, I'm gonna run 10 miles every day. I'm gonna run 10 miles. And I was overdoing it in my mind. And I noticed that, some days it would be hard for me to even go out and run 1 mile. So the whole thing is how can I make this habit easy? Because if you make it a little bit easier, you're more likely to stick with it. And it's all about persistency. It's all about consistency and persistency and just keep doing it because sometimes if you overdo it, like you'll start off strong, but then you'll slowly die and like you'll just stop cold turkey quit. Like it happened. So I had to readjust with my running. I'm like, okay, you know what? This phase for my life training for this marathon, I feel like doing, maybe just 3 to 5 miles, 6 or 5 times a week is going to prepare me in just one long run. Like you just have to kind of organize it a little. So make it easier. What I mean by that is, if you're trying to do cardio, don't tell yourself you're going to run 2 miles a day if you never ran before. Ease into it, start walking for 15 minutes a day. Do that for a week, couple days, then ease up to 20, ease up to 30. Just the whole thing is consistency. So that's a real life example of how you can make a habit, a little bit easier. So the next one, SEA. So the A, what we're going to talk about now is attractive. So how can I make, you know, a habit more attractive is a key question to ask. So another real life example for me. So I try to read self-improvement. I read a lot of self-improvement, obviously, because I talk about it a lot. And something that, I noticed that would help me read is, going into my office and making sure that I had, some highlights, some pens, that my desk was wiped off. It was clean. The lighting in my office was good. The window was open with some sunshine. The blankets in my office are folded. My clothes are put away. I wanted to make my office attractive and I wanted to feel good sitting in it. And because I felt so good, sitting in it, it made me, want to like do something productive, which was read. So that is a hack, like a real life example. If you're wanting to read more and you're not doing it, think about your environment. If your environment's super messy and gross, like why would you want to, have organized thoughts and read? Like it doesn't make sense. One thing leads to another. How you do one thing is how you do the other. So that is another example of how I you can make an habit more attractive. Um, and yeah, I mean, it really does help. It really does help. You just have to think, how can I make this better? How can I make this habit more satisfying? How can I make it, um, more attractive? Like whatever the case may be. So we're gonna go down to the third one. So, how can I make, a habit obvious? So I love this one. It's my favorite. Here's another real life example. We're just going hard with these examples today. So here's the fourth one. So if you want to make it a habit to eat healthier, aka eat more fruit, why the heck would you go ahead and put your fruit in the freaking pantry where you don't see it at all? How many times have you guys bought in groceries, healthy food, something got into you and you're like, hey, I'm gonna start, buying healthy foods, let's go. And then you end up never eating them, and you have to throw them away and they like get expired. I'm so freaking guilty of this. But the point is put the fruit in the kitchen where you walk past every single day. So if you have bananas, put the bananas, in the like on your kitchen counter or in the corner. That way when you walk past them, you see them every day and you're just reminded to, you know what, I'm gonna eat this banana. And same with your fridge. I mean, you need to keep your fridge very clean and organized because if you want to start eating, excuse me, like a handful of carrots or kale every single day and your fridge is a mess and you just chuck it in the back of the fridge, like you, first of all, you're not going to see it. And to make that extra effort of eating it requires you to like put your hand clear back there. And it's like, it's small, but the small things matter. So everybody, that was, you know, something I call the SEAO method, how you can make your habits, um, a little bit more attractive. It's all about how you can create a great habit for yourself. So, really think about your situation and what habits, the best version of yourself would be doing. And think of how you can make them satisfying, easy, attractive, and obvious. These are great things to apply to build the correct habits. I love it. SEO method, it's amazing. Um, it truly, truly does help, and it truly does. And another thing is like when I go on my morning walk, it's another habit. I um I want to get as much sunlight as I possibly can, and it's recommended that you don't wear glasses the whole time because you'll take in more vitamin D, but I still like to wear my glasses sometimes and I just feel cool. Like I have these cool Oakleys and I put them right next to the door. So when I walk out to do my morning walk, they're like right there on the door. I'm always walking in and out of my front door and I see them because they're so visible. I'm like, okay, like there's my glasses. That's one way to make it attractive. Like it's satisfying to walk around in nice glasses. It's satisfying to see like the greenery. It just makes everything more beautiful. And it's really obvious when I see my glasses right next to my front door because I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's my glasses. I got to put those on and go on a walk. So very, very small things. And last one example that I'd love to give to you guys is if you know me, I lose a bunch of stuff. I lose AirPods, man. Like so since I run a lot, I like to always have headphones and man, I have lost so many. It sucks. I'm trying to really keep everything organized and improve. But um yeah, so anyway, what I was gonna say was um grocery shopping, grocery shopping. I don't like grocery shopping because like so many people, it's so busy. Like you go to Costco, but a hack that I did is when I go grocery shopping, I want to buy healthy food. And I don't naturally like to go grocery shopping, I don't like to wait in line, whatever. It takes a bunch of time. But I noticed that I linked this habit to every time I would go shopping by myself, I would put AirPods in and I would listen to a self-improvement podcast. And that's my thing. Like while I'm shopping, while I'm buying food, like 99% of the time, I will have headphones in and I will be listening to a self-improvement thing. Why? Because I don't know, it makes shopping more attractive. Like it makes me want to just go and do that. Like that habit is linked to my head now. And when I listen to self-improvement, positive things, chances are is I'm gonna probably end up buying healthier food because I'm listening to, things. So I went before I had this idea, I went and I bought myself a new pair of AirPods and that's my thing. So if you're struggling to buy healthy food, go to the store, try that memory hack. It's a great thing. It'll like you'll link your mind to it and you'll start buying healthier food and enjoy going shopping. I noticed that I enjoy shopping a little bit more now, especially when I have those headphones. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. So every time I get on here, I want to leave a call to action, which is an invitation. So CTA. So the invitation for you guys is to review the SEO method. Review it. Think of how you can create great habits for yourself that will help you hit your results, help you be the best version of yourself. and really, tailor make it to yourself, make it satisfying, make it easy, make it attractive, and make it obvious. And as you do that, you'll notice that your habits may be a little bit easier to stick to. But I hope you guys have a freaking great week. I hope you be the best versions of yourself. Thanks for giving this a listen. Let's normalize being the best versions of ourselves every single day. Normalize reading self-improvement, going on walks, eating healthy, eating real food. Let's normalize just being the best versions of ourselves every day. So thank you everybody for giving this a listen, and I hope you have a wonderful, blessed start to your week.